I covered the Vietnam War for 13 years. I won a Pulitzer Prize. I covered Gulf Wars 1 and 2 from Baghdad, and now I'm teaching students in China to do the same thing. I'm Peter Arnett, and I'm in Saigon, 2009.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to present the best of the best, my pal, Peter Arnett.
I first came to Saigon 47 years ago as a young reporter for the Associated Press, and I stayed at the Caravelle for several months, but a lot has changed now. John, how are you?
Peter, good to see you here. Welcome to the new Caravelle. Very different to when you knew it. I'd love to show you around the hotel.
Well, John, this is the new part of the hotel, isn't it? This huge desk area wasn't here when I was here.
That's right, Peter. We opened this 11 years ago. At the same time, we renovated the original Caravelle.
And I couldn't have imagined the time when a huge, new modern tower would be erected. It must say something about Vietnam today.
Absolutely, and it's illustration of the booming economy as well as tourism. It's really taken off. Well, this is one of our restaurants. It's called...
But this used to be the ABC Suite.
It's our fine dining restaurant. It's called Reflections, and the reason for that is that we've got photos of original Saigon, the old Saigon, all around the room, and it's a great memory to walk around and just have a look at the old city.
This reflects a distant past. And do you feel that's appropriate for modern Vietnam?
Absolutely. I think this city has gone through so much, and you'd be surprised how many people come back here and spend their time walking around this restaurant looking at the old Saigon.
What about Vietnamese people?
They love it.
But it's interesting to me that the Vietnamese reflect on an earlier, comfortable time. And the pictures are wonderful.
It's amazing how many Vietnamese have come in here and looked at the pictures and said, oh, I wonder if I can see my grandmother.
You mentioned we're going to one of the corner suites. Well, these were the preserves of the American television networks, because this was the first television war in journalism history. So they put enormous resources into coverage. The dimensions of these suites are the same, but they look very differently in the 1960s. This beautiful furniture, there'd be a bench here with editing machines lined up. There'd be cameras and video maybe over on that side. Plus, you had the visuals. You could look out on the city. You know, in Saigon, in those days, there were none of these very tall buildings. You could almost see to the airport. Today, there's no way you can see it. First of all, there's too much pollution. But secondly, there's many buildings getting in the way. Okay, John, thanks for the look around. Now I'm going to go and see the rest of Saigon. Bye. The waterways have always been an important part of Saigon business and culture. So what better way to see the modern city than going on the river? This is a remarkable ship. I mean, how come it's on the Saigon River? How did you get it here?
Actually, we built it here about 5 years ago. My dad came up with the idea he wanted to have a boat on the Saigon River, and he said, okay, let's go to Saigon, do it, and he built it here. The boat is a replica of the Royal Dragon boats, what used to be here during the Chinese dynasty.
And I noticed here that it looks just like it did, 30 or 40 years ago. But I am told that there's a new city being built.
Actually, I think it's a bit sad because it's really nice to see all this greeny, lush things here. I love it. I mean, as you said, nothing changed this side yet.
Yeah, but modern life is changing everything.
And this is actually what they planned. This is District 2 now, as we can see, all green, same.
But that is remarkable. It's going to change the whole face of the city, isn't it?
Yeah.
20 years from now. So in reality, how likely are these plans to be implemented?
I think it really will happen. I mean, you see it every day, how they develop the city. And
but I can imagine these 100 years from now, some historian saying, look, they had the dream of creating this place.
Yeah.
Well, in my line of business, journalism, there's still restriction. Editors want more freedom in the newspapers. They'll say, we want to tell more of the story about what's going on. They look at all this building and they say, who built it, who paid for it? And so as Vietnam develops, journalists get more excited about producing important newspapers. As the public gets more prosperous, people want to know more about who's doing what and what's going on. Good afternoon. Good to see you.
My name is Ngọc, but just call me Lê.
Lê, okay. Yeah. Thanks for inviting us to visit. Yeah. Oh my, the staff. Hello. What a surprise. Thank you very much. Look at the team.
Okay.
I'm shocked. Happily shocked. Don't be shy, I'm just another reporter, guys. Just another reporter. I basically gave up war reporting 2 years ago. I lived in Baghdad from 2002 to 2006. I'm writing a book about Saddam Hussein, and the best place to write it, I find, is in a university environment. I'm a professor of journalism at Shantou University. I brought 10 students to Vietnam in 2007. We traveled from the north to the south. My idea of teaching journalism is to teach practical journalism. I hope you develop into be able to be more aggressive journalists. The main role of a reporter is to try and determine the truth of what is going on. And when you get around to publishing a story, maybe you'll only get part of that story will be accepted. But if you really believe that you finding the truth and getting intelligent opinions and well-balanced material is important, and that's what journalism's all about and gives you the greatest satisfaction, then your mission is to get more of that information into your media.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Good. Wonderful. Great seeing you here. Saigon was fortunate. The French laid out the city very well in the late 19th century. So there's beautiful boulevards, the waterfront, and it was really a comfortable city to live in. Still is, I presume. Enjoy living here, but I notice as we pass by, I don't remember what building was there, but there'll certainly be a 20 or 30 story building built in its place. We're here at the Phu My Bridge, the latest megastructure to be built in Ho Chi Minh City, linking District 7 and 2. It's part of the gradual modernization of the city. Saigon South, the model suburb. Is this the new face of Vietnam?
Oh, it's crazy outside. Peter Arnett.
You're right on.
How's it going? Chung.
I'm trying to discover the new Saigon in this model suburb.
Well, you've came to the right place.
What does your family think about you being here?
My family's old school generation, so they want me to stay, get a more education, become a doctor, a lawyer. So they're not too happy about it, actually.
So what are you doing here? Riding a motorcycle around? Doing what?
You know, I'm getting wet, first of all, but living in Vietnam is great. It's I've learned more in the year that I've lived here than in the 4 years of university and the 10 years before that of school. Just on your own and in a developing country, and I feel like it's making me a better person.
Is your future here?
I can see myself here for the next 10 years.
Do you know many who have come?
Our generation is, we're not really sure what we want to do, and the current economic conditions are not giving us very many options. There's more opportunity here.
Well, good luck. Look, it's great talking to you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Peter. You need a ride?
No, not right now. I'm back on the roof of the Caravelle at the roof bar, and I'm here with Robert Weiner, my colleague of many years. But what do you think of the city today?
Well, I'm just amazed by the changes, both architecturally and certainly the attitude of the people, and the biggest change, of course, is it's just so wonderful to see this country at peace. I was reading in the paper, and I don't know if it's true or not, that because there's been so much progress, if you want to call building skyscrapers progress, that there is a movement to stop building above a certain level to try to preserve the architectural heritage.
So I think a lot of this Saigon will be still here, 20, 30 years from now. But it'd be tragic if they simply destroyed the landmarks here, create new ones.
This place still has a magical power that just sort of tugs at my heart, and I don't think it'll ever go away, ever.
This is Peter Arnett on the roof of the Caravelle, along with my colleague Robert Weiner, signing off. Saigon, 2009.
Last night I went crawling around this city and ambled back to the hotel about 4:30 in the morning, and I can assure you that you can still have a great time here.